So we're gonna get into it. I'm going to go ahead and get everything set up on this side. If you're watching on Zoom, if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're watching on the replay, hold on one second, y'all. I'm gonna mute this. I just want to make sure it's playing. Okay, perfect. And then I'm on Zoom, and then y'all can see me on TikTok. Beautiful. Everybody's here. We're all together. I love it. Welcome in. This is Have Your Cake and Eat It Too. This is a 2-day masterclass that is for moms, mompreneurs, entrepreneurs, anybody who is looking to have more in their life, right? Anybody who's looking to actually discover what the purpose is, what the reason is that God has you on this planet, and actually live your life by that reason, right? So I'm M. Simone. I'm a steward of God's work. I'm also a mom. I am also a mentor. I am a lot of things, right? But I am most passionate and I have been called, right, to teach, to educate others, to awaken others, to bring God's children back to Him in consciousness. So that's what this event is going to be around, right? How to have your cake and eat it too. It's a lot of us out here who are doing things because somebody else told us to do them. It's a lot of us out here who are doing things because that's what our parents are doing, or that's what society is telling us that we should do. And it's not necessarily what you actually want. It's not what is fulfilling. It's not setting your soul on fire. It's really just allowing you to exist. I want you guys to do more than exist. I want you to do more than survive. I want you to thrive. I want you to enjoy your life. I want you to have your cake and eat it too, right? I want you to create your very own heaven on earth, whatever that is. Whatever heaven would look like to you, that's what I want you to experience here on earth. Okay, God did not create us to die to go to heaven, right? He created us to experience the fullness of life while we're here and then also have the eternal life in heaven, right? So this is going to be a 2-hour masterclass. It's 2 hours today, 2 hours tomorrow. If you signed up via Eventbrite, if you signed up like for the event, you should have gotten emails about the event. You should have everything you need. There was an opportunity for you to upgrade as well and to get a workbook for this event, right? So I'm going to talk about a lot of stuff over the next 2 days. And I know from experience, right, that talking about something and hearing somebody say something is not necessarily going to change your life, right? Me telling you that you can have your cake and eat it too is not going to necessarily change your life. What's going to change your life, right, is you changing your mind about yourself, right? What's going to change your life is you actually uncovering who you believe you are, right, and creating this version of you that actually has the life that you want to live. That is what's going to create the results that you want. Listening to me talk is a great starting point, right? Listening to me speak and hearing these things and, you know, your awareness expanding is awesome. Awareness is the first step, right? We must be self-aware. But after you become aware of what the issue is, you got to do something about it. You have to actually take action. You actually have to, like I said, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You have to change the ideas and the beliefs that you hold to be true. Because just coming to this masterclass, hearing me speak is not going to change your life. Implementing what I teach you will be the change that you're looking for, right? So if you didn't upgrade to get the workbook, you still can. You just go back to the link that you signed up for on Eventbrite, get the workbook, and it'll be sent to you. Otherwise, pen, paper, quiet space. I want you guys to focus on what it is that I'm telling you. God is going to speak through me to you in this event. If you are distracted by the outside world, you're not going to be able to hear his messages. A lot of us have, these desires and these wants and all these things that we've wanted for so long, but we allow the outside world to talk us out of it or to be louder than the voice of our dreams. I want you in this event to leave the outside world alone, get away from it, and get in a quiet place where you can actually listen to what it is that God is trying to tell you. Okay. Outside of that, like I said, we're going to be together 2 hours today, 2 hours tomorrow. Today, we're going to go into a couple of things. We're going to talk about who you are, and we're going to talk about what's in your mind right now, what's going on with you right now, right? Like I said, self-awareness is the first step. If I take you guys, or if you go into your phone right now and you go to your Apple Maps, right, and you tell your Apple Maps that you want to go to the Walmart on 5th Street, It's going to ask you where you are currently. It needs to know what your current location is. If you do not know where your my location is, your GPS cannot take you anywhere. So self-awareness is the first step. Understanding who you believe yourself to be, understanding your beliefs about money, entrepreneurship, motherhood, whatever it is, you need to understand what you believe to be true in these areas first in order to get to where you want to go. Okay. So this today is going to be a lot of self-awareness, a lot of uncovering, a lot of discovery, right? A lot of um insights, right? Divine downloads or whatever you want to call it, right? This is going to be 111. Look at that. 111 for the likes. I love it. That's my favorite angel number. Well, one of them. But even that, right? Even the belief around what that angel number means, right? There's a lot of, we have beliefs around everything. We have a belief system around everything, right? And that belief system is it's unconscious, right? It's not something that we're aware of, but that's what creates our life, right? So today is for awareness. Let's bring it up. Let's understand it. Let's get a better understanding of who we are, and it's 1010. Oh my gosh, who we are, and what's in our mind right now, right? And then tomorrow, if you did get the workbook, and I'll give you some questions to do for the homework if you didn't get the workbook. But then tomorrow we're going to take what you did for your homework and we're actually going to implement it, right? I want you to create new beliefs, but we're going to actually internalize them. We're not going to just say that we can have our cake and eat it too and not start to act as if we can have our cake and eat it too. Okay. So I'm going to take you guys on a journey of discovery, uncovery, enlightenment, and just knowledge, right? So that you can go forward in your day, going forward, having your cake and eating it too. Okay. Now, I'm M. Simone. I said that earlier. Normally I have my son with me. If you're new to my events, normally I have a baby that's yelling or doing something in the background. Houston is not with me right now. He is spending time with his other half. So there won't be any interruptions in that sense. But I am a mom. I'm a mompreneur. I've been a full-time entrepreneur for 13 months now, ever since my son was born. I started my entrepreneurship journey 5 years ago. I jumped right into this space of teaching, right into entrepreneurship. I started to fail immediately. The beliefs in the back of my head, oh, well, you don't have any clients, you got bills to pay, it's going to be difficult to be an entrepreneur. Sometimes you're not going to make money. Like, you have to work really hard. You got to work 24/7. Is that 333? Oh my gosh, all the angel numbers. Okay, sorry, y'all. So right, that's where I was coming from. When I first got into my journey of entrepreneurship, I had a lot of negative beliefs. I had a lot of self-doubt. I had a lot of lack and limitation. I had a lot of negative self-talk, right? And it kept me from producing the results that I wanted to have, right? It kept me in a space of not having enough. It kept me in a space of lack. It kept me in a space of you can have one or you can have the other, right? And 4 months of trying to be a full-time entrepreneur with these beliefs of I can't do this, right? Get back into corporate. So I went into sales. I doubled my income in 9 months, and I think I made 6 figures at 24, right? So it was cool. I was like, okay, I'm starting to see some results. We like this, but they didn't stick. The 100K that I made blew that, went back to making, I think, about 55. There's a point in my journey where I released 45 pounds of weight, gained all that back. I manifested the love of my life, no longer in that relationship, right? Like there are a lot of things that I, in this journey that I was doing, right? And I was getting like little minute results, like little crumbs, but they would be taken back from me. Right. And it wasn't until last year, right, when God literally stripped me of everything that I thought I had to show me where my true power was and to show me who was really making the moves in my life and who was really making it happen. Right. So last year I had my son in January. I stopped working. I, was kind of in a space where I wanted to take care of my son. I wasn't really focused on my business. I wasn't really focused on, the purpose that God had put me here for. I just wanted to be the best mom that I could to my son. But then I felt like I wanted more, right? I didn't want to just be a mom. I didn't want to be a stay-at-home mom. I didn't want to be a stay-at-home wife, stay-at-home girlfriend. I want to actually make a change. I want to impact others. I want to do something. Like I'm not a sit at home and do nothing. Like I like to do nothing, but more often than not, I like to move things forward. I like to be in stuff. I like to, be out in the world. So I decided, okay, you're a mom now, you're not going back to work. let's get back into the business. Let's get back to what you actually are called to do, right? And at that point, I got in contact with my mentor. I started, kind of listening to her teachings, and it was stuff that I had already heard before, but it was at this point I was hearing it differently. And that's how this event is going to go, right? For everybody that's on this event today, I'm going to say some things and you may hear them a certain way, but now that you've heard them and now that your awareness has expanded, tomorrow when I say the same exact thing to you, it will sound differently, right? You'll get something different from it. And it's not that what I'm saying is different, but it's that you're different. Your awareness has expanded. What you know is more robust, right? It's more open. So got with my mentor, listened to her teachings. 2 weeks from what she told me to do, I monetized my social media. So for somebody who was on social media for 4 years wanting to monetize it, I didn't get on social media for shits and gigs. I got on social media to provide service and to make income, right? But for 4 years, I was doing all the actions. I was on live, I was making calls, I was making content, I was doing all of the things that they tell you to do, right? And I made $0 on social media. And within 2 weeks of me implementing what I'm going to teach you guys in this masterclass, I was able to monetize my social media, right? So how is it that it took me I used 4 years of actions, doing, to get nothing. And then within 2 weeks, I shifted my perspective, my belief system, right? I shifted my consciousness, which we'll talk about. And within 2 weeks of doing the same actions in a different consciousness, I was able to achieve that result, right? So it's not about the actions you're taking, right? And we'll talk about that a little bit more tomorrow. It's not about the doing. You definitely have to do 100%. If you take no action, you get no results. But it's not about the action that you're taking. It's about the consciousness that you're in when you're taking the action. It's about the feeling that you're in when you're taking the action, right? Me getting on live and somebody else getting on live, me being on live for 4 years and being confident when I get on live versus somebody who's just getting on live and doesn't have the confidence, we can take the same action, but we're in different feelings, vibrations, consciousness. I'm coming from a place of confidence. This person is coming from a place of insecurity, right? I don't know how to do this. I don't know enough, right? The same action, but a different mindset, a different consciousness, a different belief system, right? So that is what we are gonna kind of dig into today. And we'll talk a little bit more about me and some things that I've done and all that good stuff. But I like to talk about y'all. I don't like to talk about me too much, right? God didn't call me here to talk about me. He said, talk to my children about them. So that's what we're gonna do. Give me 1 second. Let me just pull this up. Hello, Kima girl. And Joy is on. Who else is on here? Is Bruce here? I don't think Bruce is here yet. Hello, Kima girl. Oh, my girl Callie is in the building. Callie is in the building. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry, Joy. Give me a second. And then YouTube, I know everybody's on YouTube. Good morning, babes. Good morning. Okay, anime in Africa. I love it. Hi, friends. Okay, so let's get into it. Have your cake and eat it too. What does that mean, right? I know, well, let me not say I know. For me personally, girl, what we talk about today, having your cake and eat it too, Kima. Having the business, having the family, having the health, having the money, having the travel, having the self-care, having the time, having the support, having the business, having the career, having the love, having the spirituality, having it all. That's what we're talking about today. We're talking about not choosing. God did not create you in his image, okay? So first thing we're going to talk about is self-awareness, and we're going to talk about who you are at your core, right? God created you in his image. He created you in his image. In his image, you were created, right? The creator created you in his image with creative powers. Your job on this planet is to create, right? The first line in the Bible says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. He created the heavens and the earth. And he created us in his image to do the same thing, to create our heaven on earth, right? But society has told us that that's not possible. Baby, you have to go to college and you have to get a degree if you want to get a good job. You have to stay at that job for 25, 40 years, baby, to show your loyalty, to get the security, the protection, okay? You're going to get a pension, love. You're going to get retirement. You get benefits. You have insurance. You have all of these things, all of these beautiful things that come with that salary. And after you give us 40 years of your life, then you can spend the time doing what you want to do. Huh? I don't know about y'all. Um, but the math ain't mathin'. I have a math degree. I have been a, I would say I've been good at math since, I started school, right? I've always been praised in math, told me how great I was. I think we all had a quiz one day. I was the only one who got the bonus question right. Like these are things that are etched into my brain, into my mind that had me believe that I was good at math. That belief carried me through school into higher education, and I got a math degree. Okay. So anytime somebody try to talk to me when it comes to numbers and you trying to no, baby. The math don't math. And I do math quick. I said all that to say the math doesn't math. That doesn't sound right. Right. But we have been programmed. I might be running right into the word I need. Absolutely, baby. Stay on here. I got you, babe. But no, every week, God did not create us, right, to go through hell to get to heaven. Okay. A lot of leaders and a lot of religious groups, right, teach you to fear God. Okay. Teach you that you were born in sin. Teach you that you have to spend your life doing good so that when you die, you can have eternal life, right? You are here to go through hell so that when you die, then you can get to heaven. When you don't say these things out loud and when you don't have somebody to say them out loud to you, you just go along with it. Right? I went to college because that's what they told me to do. I didn't want to get a math degree. I didn't want to go to college. They told me I had to be successful. So I did. Right? I got a 4-year degree in 3 years because someone else told me that is how success worked. Right? So for you guys who are on this event who want to have your cake and eat it too, if you've been told that you cannot have your cake and eat it too, if you've been told that you have to choose run, right? That was one of my beliefs as well. Exactly. Like that was, I mean, from little kids, that was what we were told you had to do to be successful. But I've researched and studied a lot of successful people, billionaires, people that have more wealth than they can even fathom using. A lot of people didn't even go to college. Albert Einstein, they told his parents that he wasn't smart enough to do anything and he probably wasn't gonna make it. What? They told this man's parents that he was not smart enough to do anything and they should just take him out of school. You know what his parents did? His parents had two options. They could have believed that and they could have instilled that belief into their child. Albert, you ain't gonna be shit. So just give up now. But they didn't. What they did was they kept that letter, they kept it away from their son, and they told Albert, look, they sent us a letter. They said, you too smart for this school, so you can't go back. You're too smart for the school, so you can't go back. This man created electricity. I can flip this switch right now and illuminate my room because of a belief that a parent put into their child. They did not allow the school system or somebody else to tell them about their child, right? So when it comes to you, if you're a mom, if you're an entrepreneur, if you are someone who desires more out of life, you have to start with understanding what they programmed you to believe. Number one, you are not a human being. Let's start there. You are not a human being. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. You are not a human being. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. You are not a human being. You are God in human form. You are God in human form. God is not a man in the sky. He's not a man you read about in a book. He is within you. God is within you. I and my Father are one. You can no more be separated from God than the sunbeam can be separated from the sun. You and God are soulmates. Y'all have been together forever. He literally created you in his image, put your spirit in a body, and it came through your mother as you. You were perfect before you got here. Let me be the one to tell you. I went to go visit my family. I think last was that last year sometime? And I was talking to my aunts, and my aunt's older. She's probably in her 70s. And she, we were talking about, I made a video a long time ago about how parents are the reason they have bad children. Now, if you're a parent on here and you have bad kids, you know, anyways, so the conversation was about, how is it that spirit is perfect, God is perfect, we are spirit, we are God, we come into this human body, into the world, and then all of a sudden we're bad. How do we go from being a perfect spirit to then being bad? And she was saying whatever she was saying, and then she said, oh well, we were born in sin. Hmm? Excuse me? What do you mean you were born in sin? Absolutely not. That belief right there. If you believe that you were born in sin, if you believe that you were born in evil, you were born in the wrong, you are going to be programmed to spend your life trying to be good when you are good. God created you on the positive side of life. But if you are programmed to believe that you were born in sin, if you're programmed to believe that you must die to get to heaven, and believe that you have to check off all of these boxes for God to love you and then send you to your eternal resting place, you are going to I had to let go of that belief too, because I grew up Christian. Like, there's a whole set of beliefs that you guys have. And we haven't even really touched the surface, right? You have beliefs around money, entrepreneurship, motherhood, spirituality, yourself. I don't know about y'all, but everything that I was told to believe that didn't serve me kept me in a place where I couldn't move forward. Right? All these beliefs that I had gotten from infancy. You guys understand that we have a system of beliefs that we get from the time we are conceived. From the time that 50% of mom and 50% of dad comes together, you are creating a belief system, right? All of mom's beliefs, all of dad's beliefs come together to a belief system for you. You do not choose it. When you are a child, when you are a baby, when you get into this world, you are a sponge. You only have the subconscious mind. We're not going to get too deep into the mind today. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But just for right now, you have the conscious mind and you have the subconscious. The conscious is your thinking mind, right? Right now, you're listening to me speak consciously. You've put your attention, you're aware of what I'm saying. That's conscious. But you have the subconscious, which is your feeling mind, which is unconscious. You have no idea that it is operating. Your belief system is in the subconscious. It operates without you knowing. So when you were a baby, right, when you came through your mother, right, this perfect spiritual being in having a human experience, you came through your mom, right, and you're just in this environment. Mom, I never have enough money to pay my bills. I just don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, I feel like I just can't get ahead. I feel like everything is against me. I feel like God doesn't hear me anymore. I have this baby here and I don't know what I'm going to do. Your child has no ability to say, you know what, those beliefs, those things you're saying, they don't sound like they're going to serve me in the future, mom. I think I'm going to let you have that. You don't have that ability as a child. You take whatever beliefs are given to you. The language that you speak right now, you speak that language because the people around you speak that language. If you were born in New York City and immediately you were plucked and put into Beijing, China, you would learn Mandarin. You would have no knowledge of the English language because you would be surrounded in a belief system, in a culture, right, that speaks that language. There are children who grow up in houses where there are 4 languages spoken, and they learn all 4 languages. No issue. None. Just sponges. Children take in whatever you give them. So if you give them positive, empowering, nurturing, God-centered beliefs, that's what they will become. That's who they will be. They will see themselves as spiritual beings having human experiences. They will see themselves as people that can have their cake and eat it too. I'm a Black woman. I know it's a lot of other Black women and Black men and Black people on this event. And this is not what we're going to talk about in this specific masterclass. I'm going to have a whole series on this. But just for a little seed planting, right? A lot of us came from enslaved ancestors. A lot of our ancestors were taken from their motherland, brought here to America to work for free. Okay? Our enslaved ancestors had a lot of physical trauma. There's no denying that. The physical aspects of slavery were horrendous, the worst. But that was not the actual goal of the enslavement movement. That was not the pinnacle of success. Teaching Black people, teaching people of color that they are less than because of the color of their skin was the actual, the reason for that movement, to keep a people beneath their actual status. Do y'all know that we came from kings and queens? Are y'all aware of Mansa Musa, the richest man in the world, $400 billion? Black man. Huh? We're less than who? What? Right? But again, when you are coming from a mindset of, I am less than, right? White people are better than me. I have to work hard. I have to work 10 times as hard to get the same amount of results, right? I can't have the best. I can't have my cake and eat it too. I got to pick one and pick the other. If you've been programmed for generations, listen to me, y'all, generations of that programming of you being less than, of you being Black, of Black being bad, of Black being evil, that passes down into generations. It keeps going until you have Maya, M. Simone, Kima, Joy, Callie, until you have us be the disruptors and say, who said that? Who said that was true? Who said that Black people are less than? I don't know about y'all. I know some Black people. Woo, baby, if we ain't the most anyways, what I'm saying all that to say, we have been programmed to believe a certain set of beliefs, and these beliefs are no longer serving us. It does not serve us to believe that we're less than just because the color of our skin. When I first got into this space of teaching and of wanting to be a life consultant, that's what I called it back then, right? I spoke with a lot of Black people. Most of the people that I spoke to were Black. And I remember I spoke to this one gentleman, and, I was asking him questions, what do you do? What are you passionate about? What do you think is in the way of your success? And he told me that the reason that he was not where he wanted to be was because he was Black. If you believe that you cannot be successful because of the color of your skin, something that you cannot change, you are committing yourself to a second-class citizenship for the rest of your life. You are going to be Black until the day that you die. Believing that being Black is a hindrance to you is going to hinder you. It's not that being Black is a hindrance. It's that you believe that being Black is a hindrance. It's not that being a mom and being an entrepreneur is a hindrance. It's that you believe you can't do both. It's the belief. It's not the actual thing. If it's raining outside, guys, it just is. It's just raining. There's no meaning to it. There's no belief on. That means nothing at all. It just is raining. But you have some people who have a belief system of, let's say, lack and limitation. They see the rain. Well, now I can't do what I need to do. Every time I want to do something always goes wrong. Now I'm going to be pushed back. My whole week's going to be thrown off. My whole month's going to be thrown off. My whole year's going to be thrown off. You have other people who have a prosperity consciousness. Oh, shit, it's raining, girl. We about to stay in. We about to make some s'mores. We about to watch a movie. We about to... Do you see how it's the same scenario? It's raining. It just is. But there's two different belief systems, and you operate based off your belief system, whether you know it's there or not. So that's why self-awareness is the first step. I do not get into what do you want. I'm not one of these, I'm not a teacher, right, that skips steps, okay? We go step by step. There's a 6-step manifestation process that I take my clients through. And we're probably going to go through 3 or 4 of the steps in this masterclass, right? But self-awareness is first. I don't care what you want. You don't even know what you want right now. If I asked you what you want, you're going to tell me some shit that somebody else wants you to want. No, absolutely not. We're not starting with what you want. Who are you today? Who do you believe you are today? Do you believe you can even get what you want? Do believe you got to work harder. I know as a Black woman, they used to tell, oh, you have to work twice as hard to get half as much. Now, I told y'all I'm a math major. What kind of, that math don't math. The math is not mathing. Why do I have to do 5 times as much as Johnny to get the same result? Because you told me so? Because that's what you had to go through? I'm not knocking anybody's experience, and I'm not saying that's not your reality, but reality, you don't live in reality. You live in your perception of reality. Like I just said, it's just raining outside. It just is. Your perception of the rain is your reality. Yes, I'm ready to receive with ease. Let's go, Joy. Your perception of the rain is your reality. Not the rain itself, your perception of it. Okay? Not hired, not given the opportunity, but qualified is discouraging a lot of people. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me go back to Kima. Hold on, baby. Okay, we can be successful. It just takes 5 times the work. We literally have to be flawless to be considered qualified, not hired. It's not given the opportunity, but qualified. It's discouraging to a lot of people. Okay, so let's back up. So we can be successful. It just takes 5 times the work. Now, again, let's work with Kima right now, because this is clearly, Kima has said this out loud, right? This is something that she believes to be true because she was programmed to believe it. I was programmed to believe it as well. So I 100% get it. And I'm not saying that's not true. I'm not knocking it. I'm just giving you a different perspective, right? That's what my job is. My job is not to tell you guys what to believe. My job is not to tell you that you're wrong. My job is not to tell you who to be. My job is to inspire you to create new beliefs that serve you. That's it. That's all. I'm not telling you what to believe. I'm not telling you what you need to do. I'm just telling you these are some options. These are a different perspective that you may not have thought about, right? So, and this is what this event is for, right? And this is what the homework is going to have you guys do, right? It's going to have you actually pull out these beliefs and actually go through a process of recreating them, because it's not going to serve Kima to continue to believe that she has to do 5 times the work to be successful. And if she believes that to be true, she's going to think from that belief. If she's thinking that she has to do more, she's going to feel inadequate. She's going to feel less than. If she's feeling inadequate, if she's feeling less than, she's going to show up in these interviews in that energy, whether she knows it or not. So if you're showing up in it takes me 5 times as much to get what I want. You're thinking, okay, how much more can I do to show them I'm worthy? You're coming from unworthy, lack and limitation, I don't have enough. You're going to show up in that vibration whether you know it or not. And that in turn is going to bring you back to not getting hired, not having the opportunities, not having what it is you want. Now, again, let me say this again, because I want y'all to hear me. I am not denying anyone's experience. That man that I spoke to that said that he can't get on because he's Black, I believe him. He believes it. So I absolutely believe that is your reality. What I'm saying, though, is there is a world, there is a timeline, there is a reality where that's not true. There is a reality where you literally have, you put out whatever service. Let's say you create a product. You create a product, it helps people change their lives. You sell that product while you're sleeping. You sell that product while you're on vacation. You're doing no work and you're receiving income because you're providing service, right? So we'll talk a little bit about that tomorrow, more of the purpose, your purpose, your reason, what it is that you want to create while you're here. What do you want to, how do you want to have your cake and eat it too? What would be the ideal situation for that, right? But for right now, I just want you guys to become aware of this, right? There's a process that I'm going to take you through to rewire these beliefs. Remember I said, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. It's not be ye transformed by the renewing of your actions. It's not be ye transformed by the renewing of people outside of you. It is be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, the transforming of your mind, right? The changing of your mind. If you want changed reality, changed results, you have to change your mind, baby. That's it. God said it. I didn't say it. God said it. He said, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. He was very clear, very definite. You don't need nothing else. That's all you need. Because when the mind is changed, everything changes. The mind controls the body. Spirit controls the mind. Typically, that's how it's supposed to work, right? The spirit controls the mind controls the body, right? But we live in a society where they tell us to forget the spirit. They don't even tell us that we are spirit, right? And they programmed our mind for survival. Your mind is a survival mechanism. Your mind is supposed to keep you from dying, not thriving. Do y'all see how those are different? I don't want to not die. Like, I want to thrive, right? Your mind is a mechanism to keep you alive, right? Not necessarily to help you thrive. Okay. So hold on one second, Kima. Let me see if you and enjoy. It's tomorrow, same time tomorrow, 10 to 12. 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Same time and the same link. And I think I sent you an email. Did you get the email, Joy? It might be in your spam if not, because you know the world is ghetto. They be trying to shut God down like he ain't talking. No, I'm in your spam. That's fine. Get me out of there. Okay, great. So yeah. So there is a system of beliefs that we operate by, right? And until we uncover what these beliefs are, we're going to continue to create the same results that we've always created, right? This event, Have Your Cake and Eat It Too, is the disruption of that pattern. Your belief system operates without you knowing. What I'm doing now is bringing it to your awareness. I'm making you aware of what the beliefs that you have are, right? So if you have your workbook, and these will be questions that you'll do for homework, right? What I want you guys to do is I want you to understand what your current beliefs are, right? Around money, around entrepreneurship, around motherhood, around yourself. If you do not believe in yourself, baby, no one else is going to believe in you. If you do not believe in yourself, nobody else is going to believe in you. Your self-image, your self-concept, who you believe you are is the center that everything else revolves around. So if you believe that you're a human being, you're revolving around that. If you believe that you're a spiritual being having a human experience, you're revolving around that, right? But who do you believe you are? I used to believe I was someone that had an attitude all the time. I used to believe I was selfish. I used to believe I was spiteful. I used to believe that I rushed through life. I used to believe that I didn't care about other people's feelings. I used to believe that I had to work hard to be successful. I used to believe that I used to believe a host of things about myself that didn't serve me, right? But the thing is, too, it's not all bad. I want you guys to understand when you're doing these exercises, there are going to be some beliefs that come up that are good. I can do anything I put my mind to. I'm probably the most confident person you'll ever meet. Somebody asked me the other day, how are you so confident? I just do it. I just do the shit, right? Confidence comes from knowledge. Confidence comes from knowledge. The more that you know about a thing, the more you're going to be confident in that thing. If you are about to jump out of an airplane and you know nothing about the parachute on your back, oh, baby, you're not going to be confident in anything. You're going to be frightened. You're probably not going to jump out of the plane because you have no confidence in the mechanism that's supposed to help you. Versus knowing every single detail of that parachute, you're going to be confident in your ability to pull the plug or pull the string so you do not hit the ground, okay? So when it comes to yourself, when it comes to confidence in oneself, it comes from knowledge. What do you want to know? What did they say in the Bible? If you have understanding, you have everything. In everything you're getting, get understanding. If you have understanding, you have everything. If you understand who you are at your core, a spiritual being, God in human form, source, right? Whatever word you resonate with. When you know that, and when you know it at your core, not know it consciously, like I said, we'll talk more about the mind tomorrow, but subconsciously, knowing it in your spirit, knowing it in your soul, not just knowing it consciously. Your conscious mind is 2% of your results. Everything that we're talking about right now that I'm bringing up to your conscious mind is only 2% of your results. 98%, all of it, right? 98% of your results come from the part that you can't see, the unconscious, the part that you're unaware of, right? So that's why I say it just because you're on this event and you hear me speaking consciously and you understand what I'm saying, or you know consciously what I'm saying, that's not what changes your life. It's the subconscious. It's the part of you that operates no matter what. You know how you're breathing right now? You're not thinking about it. You know how you brush your teeth and you don't think about it? Oh, well, I need to go this way, up, down. When you're sleeping, your subconscious mind is still working. You still sweat. Your hair still grows. Your cells are growing. Your subconscious mind is always working, but it's you're not aware of it, right? So if you're not aware of it, how can you change it? My favorite quote, you cannot escape from a prison if you do not know you're in one. You cannot escape from a prison if you do not know you're in one. You cannot get out of a belief system that is not serving you if you are not aware that you have a belief system that is not serving you. It's all about awareness. Awareness is the first step. I have to wake you up, right? So the first step of this masterclass is for you to recognize your oneness with God. My purpose, the reason that God put me on this planet, is to wake up every single soul to their oneness with God. I want you to come back to God in your consciousness. I want you to be with God in consciousness with everything that you do. Because again, if God is for you, who can be against you, y'all? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. If God is for you, who can be against you? If God is for you, who can be against you? But you have to know that you're God in human form. And you have to know and believe that. You are not just some random degular schmegular girl out here. You're not just a body. You're not just, nothing is random. This shit's not happenstance. You got on this event purposely, intentionally, whether you consciously did it or subconsciously did it. There is a reason for everything. There is a reason for your being. There is a reason for your existence. You are here for a reason and for a purpose. And it is your reason or purpose. You get to choose it. God doesn't tell you what your passions are. You choose your passions. God didn't tell me to talk. He didn't say, hey, look, go out there and start speaking. I've been talking since I could talk. Since I got the voice, I've been speaking. I was in timeout in daycare. My mom was getting emails her whole life, my whole life, about how much I would not stop talking. Maya's such a great student. She's amazing. She gets her work done. She just won't shut up because I have something to say. God has put this on my heart to speak to other people. My purpose here is to teach you. That's what God called me to do. I want to help you figure out what your purpose is, right? Maybe it's cybersecurity. Maybe it's being a mom. Maybe it's opening a daycare. Maybe it's providing scholarships to HBCU students. Maybe it's opening a bank. Maybe, I don't know what it is, right? But God didn't create you to be working a 9 to 5, sitting in traffic for 3 hours every day, mad as hell because you got to come home and cook and clean and do all these other things and wake up tomorrow and do the same thing again. That's not why he created you. He didn't create you to be out here suffering, to be uncomfortable, to be dissatisfied. He didn't create you for the minimum, the minute. This is the God of all and everything. Do y'all understand? But he works with what you work with. If you ask him for a Camry, baby, he gonna provide it. If you ask him for a Porsche, he's gonna provide it. If you ask him for an apartment, a 2-bedroom apartment, that's what he's gonna provide for you. If you ask him for that 6-bedroom mansion, that's what he's going to provide for you. But it's about what you're asking for. It's about what you believe you can have. It's about what you believe you've been told. Yeah, they'll tell you you can't do that. Oh no, you can't do that. And it's going to take you a long time, even if you do. Like if you want to be a millionaire, it's going to take you forever. It's going to take you about 40 years. That's what they tell you, right? You put the money in the IRA and then it grows for 40 years. Then you become a millionaire. 40 years? When it's people out here doing $1 million a month, my mentor made her first $7 million in 7 months. Coach Stormy, another woman that I looked up to, she made her first $1 million, I think, in like 9 months. But they programmed us to believe that this is the way that you do things, and this is the best way to do things, and this is the way that gets you where you want to go. But there's so many examples out here of people defying those odds. Let me be the one to tell you. I am going to defy the odds. A billionaire? Me? On paper? Nah, I don't care about that. God told me to do this. God told me to bring his children back to him. God told me to be of service to other people, to give them fully what they need. I don't work on the strategy. I don't teach you how to, well, that's not true. Let me not say that. I work on you. My focus is you. Because if I get you right, everything else is going to be right. It does not matter what strategy you use. If you have the right consciousness, if you have the success, the prosperity, the ease, the flow, the abundance consciousness, any strategy will work. Real estate, digital products, social media, teaching, coaching, mentoring. What else they got? Trading, forex, travel agency. It does not matter what strategy you use. You don't need to focus on the strategy, baby. Any strategy will work in the right consciousness. Life is 99% consciousness. Listen to me. Listen to this formula. Life is 99% consciousness. 1% strategy. I want y'all to hear me. 99% of your success comes from you, your inside. 1% comes from the outside. So it does not matter what strategy you use. If you have the consciousness of success, you're going to be successful. On the flip side, you can use every strategy known to man. I can give you a blueprint of how I've done X, Y, and Z and give it to you. But if you do not have the consciousness, it's not going to matter. It doesn't matter what strategy you use if you're in the wrong consciousness. Everything is going to be wrong because you're looking at it from the wrong lens. Does that make sense? So it's not about what you do. It's about who you are while you're doing it. I need a step-by-step guide. I'm not a good sign reader. I need a step-by-step guide. Look, so for everybody that's on this event that hasn't registered yet, if you click the link in my bio, you can still register for the event up until tomorrow, I think at noon. And you can get the workbook, right? So the workbook, the Change Your Mind workbook, is going to take you step-by-step through this process that that you will go through for your homework, right? And I think it's 22-22, right? Because I love the 2222. And tomorrow is 2/22. That's why I'm having this. I did a 2-day event just to use tomorrow's date. So if you're not somebody that's familiar with angel numbers, or you're not really into angel numbers, tomorrow's gonna be good. Where's the link for the workbook? Okay, hold on one second, y'all. Let me go ahead and hold on. Uh-oh, I can't minimize it. One momento. Let me pull up the link. Let me pull it up. Joy, it'll be the same link that you use to register, but when you click it this time, you should see two options. You'll see like a general admission for free, and then you'll see 2222 for the workbook. But I'm going to put it in the chat, and then if you're on Zoom, it's in the link in my bio. So if you click the link in my bio and click Have Your Cake and Eat It Too, you will be brought back to the page. Okay, so hold on. Let me get my thoughts together. Let me put this in the chat really quick. Hold on, y'all. And then let's get back to it, because I got a lot to talk about, even though I've already been talking about a whole lot. Okay, hold on. All right, hold on, Joy. Let me see. Okay, so I think we're good. Boom. Okay. So yeah, so Joy, I put it in the comments. Like I said, Kima or anybody on Zoom, click the link in my bio and you'll be able to get the workbook, right? So this is, yes, like step by step, what we're going to be talking about. I want you guys to be transformed. This is not an event where I want you to hear me talk and you leave, go home, and you're the same person you were when you got here. Absolutely not. I'm done with that. I'm done with just talking. Y'all gonna get the results. Okay. Y'all are going to transform, and you're going to invest in yourself to do it. God is telling me to stop with all this little pitter patter. Okay. You must give to receive. If you expect to receive whatever it is you ask for, you must give, y'all. Y'all know farmers can't reap the fruit until they sow the seed. They can't get apples until they sow the apple seed. You must give something in order to get something. You must use what you have. That's what God told us. Use is what unlocks more of what you want. You must use what you have. But what happens? We're so afraid of the unknown. Well, I don't know if it's going to work out. Well, what if it doesn't? Well, what if I need this $22 for groceries tomorrow? What if we've been programmed to believe that we need to know how and we need to know when. God has responsibilities. You have responsibilities. Let me tell you what your responsibilities are. Not the how and the when. Your responsibilities are to know what you want, to create a belief system that serves you to get what you want, and to take inspired action in the faith that what you want is already yours. That is your responsibility. 3 things. What do I want? What beliefs do I need to have to serve me to get what I want? And what inspired actions do I need to take in faith that'll make it happen? God's responsibilities are how it happens and when it happens. Too many of us are trying to do God's part. I was one of them. I used to be so attached. I need to know when. God, I need this money. When is it coming? Where it's coming from? How am I getting it? What's happening? Tell me. Keep me up. God always delivers. God says yes. I did an event maybe last month. God says yes. God doesn't argue with you. He doesn't reason with you. He doesn't compare. He says yes. He says yes to whatever you believe is true for you. It's about what you believe to be true. God is a reaction to your action. If you do nothing, God does nothing. You ask for nothing, you get nothing. God responds to you. But if you don't plant the seed, if you don't ask, if you don't give, God has nothing to respond to. He has nothing to react to. He has nothing to multiply. You must plant the seed first. Oh, we got it backwards. I want to get and then receive. How that works? How you gonna get? God said in the beginning, right? Remember, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. He gave something first. Y'all understand that? He created something first, and then he experienced the heaven on earth. But he had to create it first. He had to give first. He had to do something first. Damn, Stacy, that's how you feel? That's fine, sis. You have to give something first. Like, it's the law. But we want to know for sure. I need to know 100% what the result's going to be. I need to know 100% how it's going to happen. That's not your responsibility. That's God's responsibility. God always makes the way. I make decisions. God makes the way. Hello, beautiful. How are you, babe? God makes decisions. I make the decision. God makes the way. I do not make excuses. I make decisions. When I make the decision, God makes the way. But we be so focused on, well, what am I going to get? Well, how am I going to get it? Well, when is it going to come? Did you give? And did you give cheerfully? Did you give out of necessity? Did you give grudgingly? I don't want to give this money up. Is that the energy? Because remember I said earlier, remember I told you guys this is the self-awareness piece. It's not the action that you're taking. It's the consciousness while you're taking that action. It's not that the bill, when you're paying the bill, it's not the actual action of paying the bill. It's the, I don't have any money for this bill. It's the, damn, I got to use this money for this bill and now I can't use it for something else. That is where the lack comes in. It's not what you're doing. If you're paying your bills in gratitude, oh my gosh, thank you God for providing me the money to pay this bill so I can keep my lights on. Thank you, God, for providing me with the money to pay my groceries so I can eat. But you complaining. You're complaining about the bills that you asked for to make your life better. If you didn't have any bills, if you had nothing to pay for, where would you be? What would you be doing? You must give in order to receive. Hold on one second. I'm doing amazing. Thank you so much for asking. How are you? I love your hair. Bye. Thank you, babe. I'm doing well. I'm up here speaking the word of God, teaching his people, bringing them back to him in consciousness. I am amazing. Okay. On cloud 15. But I want you guys to understand, we're coming at the hour mark, right? So what I want you to get from this first hour are a few things. Okay. Number one, you are God in human form. You are God in human form. God is formless. Your consciousness gives him the form. He pours his formless substance into your consciousness all the time. Your power is always on. It is never off. You are always manifesting. Always, always, always. I don't teach you how to manifest. You know how to manifest. You've been doing it since you got here. I teach you to become aware of how you're manifesting so that you can manifest the way that it'll give you what you actually want, right? Versus just living and creating what you don't. You're God in human form. You are a spiritual being. You're having a human experience. God created you in his image. The kingdom of God is within you. The kingdom of God is within you. The kingdom of all and everything is within you. The money you want is already within you. That car you want is already within you. The relationship you want, the kids, the business, the partner, the spirituality, the travel, the health, the beauty, the mental health, all of it, everything that you desire is already within you. My job, your job, is to pull it out. You have everything you need right now to be successful. The only reason that you don't believe that is because somebody on the outside told you that you need all these resources. You need money to do this. You need to know people. You need education. You don't need none of that shit. None of it. None of it. None. None of it. None of it at all. Let me be the one to tell you. Everything that you need for your success is already within you. The reason that you're not seeing it is because you're not using it. Remember, I told you guys earlier, use is the key that unlocks what you want. You must use what you have. You have a mind. That's the most powerful. Your mind right now is creating the life that you live and you don't even know it. How powerful is that? So you can actually become aware of how your mind works and then train it to create what you want, right? You have your body. Your body is an instrument of your mind. Your body is going to do what the mind tells it to do. If you give your mind no instructions, your body knows not what to do. You must give it instruction. You must tell it what you want it to do, right? We're not just here for shits and gigs. We're here for a reason. We're here for a purpose. We're here to experience our heaven on earth. I don't know what that looks like for you. I tell people all the time, I don't need to know what you want. I can teach you how to get what you want, and I haven't even gotten it yet. I can teach you exactly how to get what you want right now. It doesn't matter if I've done it. The principles are the same no matter what. We're talking about the laws, okay? So, there's the law of gravity. There's the law of electricity, right? There's the law of cause and effect. There's the law of prosperity. There's the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. There's all these laws, right? And we live by these laws, whether we know it or not. The law of electricity, y'all don't really understand the law of electricity. I don't understand the law of electricity. I don't need to understand it to use it. I know if I flip that switch, it's going to illuminate this room. I know if I flip it again, it's going to dim the room. I don't understand the law of electricity, but I use it. The law of gravity, I know 100% if I take this pin, it is going to drop. It is going to drop every single time. There's never going to be a time where I take this pin and it goes up, right? Gravity keeps us grounded, the law of gravity. We don't have to understand it. We live by it automatically, okay? So the law of, let's talk about the law of infinite supply. This is one of my favorite laws. There is a law. These are God's laws now. It's not man's law. These are not man-made. These are God's laws. You either get with the laws or you get gone, okay? These are God's laws, okay? Cannot be changed by man. You either get in harmony with them or you are in disharmony with everything you want. The law of infinite supply says, as long as there is a demand, as long as there is a demand, as long as there is a demand, there will be an infinite supply to feed that demand. Listen to what I'm saying. As long as there is a demand, there will be an infinite supply to feed that demand. Let's give a real world example. I have a lot of moms on here, a lot of mompreneurs. A lot of y'all had children. A lot of y'all, I'm assuming, breastfed your children. You use the law of infinite supply unconsciously. You didn't even know it. When your body got word that you were pregnant, it said, oh shit, it's a baby in here. Your body started to make milk. It started to produce milk. Your body started to change its functions to produce what your baby is going to need when it gets here. You had the baby. As soon as you had that baby and you latched him to your boob, the law of infinite supply started, manifested physically. Now it had already started. It started when you conceived your child. That's when the law of infinite supply started. But it didn't actually manifest. You didn't physically see it until your baby came out and latched on your boob. Okay? It does not matter how long that baby breastfeeds. It does not matter how long there is a demand. God will infinitely supply you with milk to feed that child. I breastfed my son for 9 months. Every day he demanded milk, and every day my body supplied it. Every day he demanded milk, and every day my body supplied it. When I stopped breastfeeding, when the demand stopped, right? My boobs, of course, they swell up, right? You hold the milk in there, and then it goes away. I am no longer breastfeeding. I no longer have an infinite supply of breast milk because I no longer have the demand. Okay, so let's bring this back to how I can have my cake and eat it too. You must create the demand in your consciousness. What does that mean? If you want, I'm gonna take myself for example. I want to move into an 8-9 figure home. I want to move into an 8-figure home. I want a $40 million house. That's what I want. That's what God has put on my spirit to want. Okay. As long as I have the demand in my consciousness that it is possible for me, it's already done. I provide so much service to the world that it just makes sense that I live in this type of house, right? I am somebody who can afford anything that I want. There are certain demands, beliefs that I'm putting into my consciousness because I know that as soon as I create that demand, it's subconsciously, and we'll talk about that tomorrow. As soon as I create that demand and I internalize that demand, I give it to my subconscious, the part that controls 98% of my results, God is going to start to create an infinite supply of the funds that I need for that house. On the flip side, I could say, well, shit, I don't got no money in my bank account now. I can't afford anything. Let me just go get a little 2-bedroom. That's the demand that I've created. I can't afford it. I don't have any money. Let me just go get this little 2-bedroom. God doesn't argue with me. He doesn't say, oh no, I know my child wants a $40 million house. No, she says she wants a 2-bedroom apartment. Yes, God says yes. And then there's an infinite supply of funds to meet that demand. When you tell God that you cannot afford to pay your bills, when you give that demand, there's an infinite supply of not enough money to pay your bills. Okay. So we're not going to talk too much about any more laws. I just wanted to really just bring it up. Again, I'm bringing these things to your awareness. You must know, you must be aware of these things in order to change them. So y'all are living right now by the law of infinite supply and you don't even know it. You're living by the law of cause and effect and you don't even know it. The cause, your consciousness. The effect, your consciousness in your reality. Right? You're living by these laws, but you're not aware of them. So my job is to, again, bring it to the surface, is to make you guys aware of what is actually programmed inside of you. Because it doesn't matter what you're doing on the outside. A lot of us want to do the outside. We'll go spend $4,000 on a bag. And I've done it. We'll go spend $4,000 on a bag, but won't invest $4,000 in ourselves. Personal development? $4,000 for a mentor, for a course, for a program? Oh no, absolutely not. Oh, that new Louis though, that new Gucci bag, 4 bands. Oh, I got that. You'll find the money for what you want every single time. This is a beautiful transition. You will find the money for what you want every single time. When you make the decision, the money always follows. God provides the way because of the decision that you make, right? The word decision, right? You have the DE, right? And then you have scission. So DE, scission, decision. The DE, right? Excuse me. The DE, right? That's going to be off, to take off, right? To delete, to I don't want to bring it up anymore. DE, that's going to be off, right? And then scission, that word scission, it means to cut. Okay. So a decision, right? You have incision, that's where you cut inside, right? But a decision is when you cut off all other options. What does that mean? Tomorrow, I am going to give you guys an opportunity to make a decision to move forward in your development. Okay. When you make the decision that you are going to have your cake and eat it too, you cut off all other realities where you do not have your cake and eat it too. When you decide, I'm going to have my cake and eat it too, I'm going to create the dream business and the dream family lifestyle, and I'm going to do it in God, you have cut off anything that does not fit with that reality. And when you make a decision and you act on it, remember I said God reacts to your actions. When you make a decision and you act on it, God reacts to you. God reacts to the actions that you take. So when you make the decision, he starts to put the pieces together to actually make it your reality. Same thing when you want to buy a purse. Same thing when you want to go out to eat. Oh shit, I'm going out to eat tonight. You made a decision. And whether you had the money or not, you found what you needed to do what you wanted to do. It's the same exact thing with investing in yourself. It's the same exact thing with investing in your business. It's the same exact thing with investing in your children. Like you have to make a decision to do the thing and God will provide you the way. Remember what I said? I don't make excuses. I make decisions, and it's 11:11. I don't make excuses. I make decisions. And when I make the decision, God makes the way. You focused on the way. That's not your part, baby. That's not your part. The way is not your part. That's God's part. What did I tell you your part was? What do I want? Do I have the beliefs that are going to serve me? How can I make a decision to start to take action in the faith that this is happening? Right? So you're a spiritual being, you're having a human experience. You are God in human form. You're not a mom, you're not a sister, you're not a daughter. Those are labels. Those are labels that the outside world gave you to group or distinguish you. I am not a college educated woman. That is a label to group me or distinguish me. I'm not a mom. That is a label to group me or distinguish me, right? Who are you? You are a spiritual being having a human experience. Who am I? Oh, I'm Maya. I'm a mom. I'm a mom of da 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 da. I do this. I do that. No. That's not who you are. That's not who you are. Who you are is a spiritual being having a human experience. Who you are is God in human form. Now, you may show up as somebody's mama. You may show up as a mentor. You may show up as a millionaire, but that's not who you are. Who you are is God in human form. Okay? God created you in his image. In the image of God created he him. God created you in his image. He created you with the power, with the ability to create whatever your heaven on earth is. What I want you guys to start to do today, after this event, and for your homework, I want you to become aware of who you think you are. I just told you who you are, but I want you to understand who you think you are, because I can't change you. What I teach you can't change you. Only you can change you. You are the only problem you will ever have, and you are the only solution. Bob Proctor was my first mentor. Bob Proctor was the foremost leader on human potential and growth. This man taught until he was 86. 60 years of this study. You cannot, or no, you are the only problem you will ever have, and you are the only solution. Nobody is coming to save you, baby. For my moms who feel stuck, for my moms who feel under pressure, overwhelmed, under supported, overextended, nobody is coming to save you, baby. You're going to have to save you. I can absolutely provide you with the community. I can provide you with the resources. I can provide you with everything that you need, but you have to do it. You have to change. Your mind has to change for you to be transformed. I can't change your mind. Only you can do that. Only you can do that. The best coaches and the best teachers and the best mentors are going to tell you that it's you. They're not going to tell you that they bring the results to you. They're going to let you know that you are the result. It's you. It's up to you. But what do you want? You're not just a mom. You're not just a wife. You're not just a sister. You're not just a daughter. You're not just somebody. Somebody. You're not just somebody. You are the God body. You are the spiritual body. You are all that there is. So you may not hear me truly as I'm saying this today, but the more that you are in the energy, the more that you're in my vibration, the more that you're in my energy, the more that you're listening, the more that you're seeking, everything that you're seeking is seeking you. Everything that you're seeking is seeking you. The reason that you're seeking it is because it's seeking you, right? Whatever you put out is what comes back. Whatever you put out is what comes back. If you put out nothing, you get nothing. Remember earlier I said you must sow the seed in order to reap the fruit? Whatever you put out is what you get back. If you sow apple seeds, you're going to get apple fruit. If you sow poisonous seeds, you're going to get poisonous fruit. It's not about the soil. It's not about the action. It's about the seeds that you're planting. It's about the beliefs that you have. It's about the feelings that you have about yourself. How do you feel about yourself? What do you think you're capable of? What have they told you you can't do? I want all of this to come up for you, right? In my course this week, we're actually talking about forgiveness. And forgiveness is so important when you are trying to create life. Because what did Erica say? Bag lady, you gonna hurt your back? Dragging all them bags like that. You have to let go, y'all. Just like that seed that you plant into the ground, you have to let go. If you plant the seed, but you still want to hold on to it, let go and let God. That statement we've heard so many times. This is what that means. You must give, right? Whatever it is that you want to God for him to actually make it your reality. When you plant that seed into the ground, you must let go of it completely. You must abandon that seed, leave it in the ground, water it, nourish it, love it, give it all that good stuff, right? But God is going to take that seed and he's going to hold on to it and he's going to bloom it. He's going to make it reap or harvest, right? God does that piece, but you must let go. A lot of y'all are holding on to a lot of trauma. A lot of you are holding on to a lot of what people told you you can or cannot be. If I listen to what people told me over the last year of what I could and could not do and what decisions I was and was not making and if I listened to the outside world, I would not be sitting here teaching you guys today. I would not be waking up God's children as he called me to do. I would probably be somewhere back in corporate. Angry, upset, miserable, because now I got to figure out where my son's going to go. I don't believe in daycare, not for mine. That's just me. Now, I definitely plan on creating some daycares. That's a part of my legacy, and they'll be, we talking about tip top. But for me personally right now, that's not something that I want. I don't want my son to go to daycare. I want him to be with me. But if I listen to what other people told me, if I listen to the outside world, if I didn't forgive myself for the mistakes No, I didn't want to say that. If I didn't forgive myself for the decisions that I made that panned out the way that they did, I would not be able to be here to speak to you. I had to let that shit go. Forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for you. So today, when you're doing these exercises, when these things are coming up for you and you start to see, like I said, that you've been your only problem this whole time, you may have some feelings come up. You may be upset with yourself. You may feel some type of way. Like, damn, it's been me this whole time. Yeah, baby, it's been you. But everything that you've been through has been for you. Everything that you've experienced has been for you to be in this exact moment right now. Nothing is happenstance, y'all. This is not a coincidence that you're on this event. This is not a coincidence that I'm teaching this. It's not a coincidence that I had to go through all of these trials and tribulations to show up as the woman that y'all see today. But I had to forgive myself. What does it mean to forgive? Right? Bob used to say, forgiveness means to let go of completely, to abandon. To let go of completely, to abandon. When you're forgiving yourself or you're forgiving someone else, you are giving for. Okay? Stay with me. When you're forgiving yourself, you are giving for. What are you giving for? You're giving the story that you've been telling yourself of why you're a failure, why you can't succeed, why no one is there for you, why you have no money, why your relationships are shitty. You're giving the story that you've been telling about the situation for one that serves you. It doesn't serve me to believe that the first 4 years of my business, I only had 2 clients and that made me a failure. That story does not serve me. I had to forgive myself for even telling myself that story. I had to forgive myself for looking at it in that way. I know now that God gave me the 2 clients that he gave me because he knew that the course that I was selling and what I was teaching wasn't all of it. It wasn't holistic. It wasn't everything that they needed. The course that I have created, everything that I create now is holistic. I don't start in the middle and I don't leave you at the end. We go through the whole process together. God gave me those 2 clients in the 4 years because he knew that I was going to create a monumental program that was going to change the lives of billions of people. And if I had sold billions of people the course that I was already selling, they would not be transformed. They would not have the transformation. But I had to give the story of failure for the story of success. If I continued to tell myself the story of how I was a failure for 4 years, I would not be sitting here speaking to you guys. So today, even in this event right now, if you found some things out, if you've written some things down, if you have some revelations and you're starting to see like, oh shit, it's been me this whole time, and you're starting to feel some type of way, feel it, acknowledge it. Do not suppress your emotions. For the moms that want to have their cake and eat it too, do not suppress that feeling. You've been suppressing it for too long. You've been suppressing it. Since you were a child, you've been suppressing that feeling of there has to be more. You've been suppressing the feeling of this can't be it. Stop suppressing it. Feel it. That is God speaking to you. He's been talking to you your whole life. God has been speaking. I remember when I was little, I used to write out what type of mansion I was going to live in. It had 8 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, had a tennis court. I had my kids' names picked out. I wanted to have a restaurant. I wanted to have a spa. I wanted to have all these things. Imagination just wild. And then what happened? You can't do that. You don't have any resources. You don't even know anybody who's done that. Nobody in your family has ever done that. How are you going to do that? You don't even know enough. How? How are you going to do it? How are you going to do it? How are you going to do it? How many times have people tried to ask you that? I told you guys the last 13 months for me has probably been the most transformational of my whole life. God stripped me of everything I thought I had and said, you ain't got nothing but me. And it was the best thing that's ever happened to me. But in the time that I was going through that, people kept asking me, well, how are you going to do this? How are you going to do this? How? I don't fucking know. That's not my responsibility. How is not my responsibility? That's God's responsibility. I had my first 5-figure month in December. It did not come through my business. I wanted it to come through my business. I gave my energy for it to come through my business, but I did not deny God the opportunity to bless me in a different way. Don't be so hell-bent on your prosperity, on your success, on your abundance coming from a specific channel. Be open to receive it from any channel. We're talking about the big God here, y'all. We're talking about the creator of the heavens and the earth. He has ways that you know not of. Excuse me. He has ways that you know not of. Your job is to figure out what you love. What do you want to do? And give all of your, energy to it. Focus. Focus. Follow one course until successful. So I want you guys to understand. And let me know if you have any questions, right? Let me know if there's any questions that are coming up. I want you guys to understand that God created you in his image to experience heaven on earth. He created you in his image to do what he did, to be in his likeness, to create. I watched a video on YouTube maybe 2 days ago about creating. A lot of us are consumers, and they label us consumers. Nobody labels you a creator. They tell you you're a consumer. You consume, right? But God created you to create. He didn't create you to consume. Yeah, there's some consuming in there. We want to consume. Of course, it's great. We want to enjoy the fruits of our labor. But he called you to create. There is something in your heart that other people need. The woman that I was 4 years ago is the woman that I'm coaching through my services today. The woman that I was 2 years ago is the ideal client of who I coach today. The woman that I was 6 months ago is who I am coaching today. Your experience, your life itself is service. My life experiences are valuable. Your life experiences are valuable. Do you believe that though? Because remember, it's not about what actions you take. It's about the belief that you're in. Your life experiences are valuable. Everything that I've gone through is valuable because I can now show people who are in the shoes that I used to be in, hey, I got out of those shoes. It's possible for you. And here's how you can do it. You don't need to take 4 years, 5 years to create the life of your dreams. You can do it in 6 weeks. You can do it in 6 months, right? But you have to ask. You have to believe. You have to want these things. It has to be something that is for you. Thank you, love. I love my girl, Callie. One thing Callie gonna do is make sure my shit right, right? I want you guys to have more. There's so much more out here. They lied to us. Oh, we're in a recession. Oh, there's no more money. Oh, we're running out of resources. There is no running out when you're working with God. We live in an infinite universe. We live in an abundant universe. We live in a universe of prosperity. You don't believe me? Take your ass outside. Actually, excuse me, stay your ass in your house. Are you watching this on a computer? Money paid for that. Do you have Wi-Fi? Money paid for that. You have a table that you got your computer on? Money paid for that. You got some Aquaphor that you need for your lips? Money paid for that. You got a drink? Money paid for that. Right? You are living in the abundance right now. You are living in the prosperity right now. I mean, tomorrow, maybe. Okay, no worries. I love you so much, Joy. I'll see you tomorrow, love. But no, you'll have the recording too. So if you're not able to finish, if you're not able to watch the whole event, you will have the recording emailed to you, right? But you live in an abundant universe. You live in prosperity right now. You cannot tell me that you don't live in an abundant universe. You cannot tell me that. You sitting in a house that money paid for. You paid rent. You paid your lights. You paid your water. You got groceries. You got clothes on your back. You got a car. You have car insurance. You have gas. You live in an infinite universe. You have money now. I don't care what your bank account says. I don't. I don't care if it's negative. I don't care if you're $30,000 in debt. I don't care if you're $100,000 in debt. Have y'all ever seen an arrow? You know, like a bow and arrow? You know what I mean? The only way for that arrow to shoot as far as it can is for you to pull it all the way back. Listen to me. If you try to take a bow and arrow and you just pull it back a little bit, it's just gonna go a little bit. Pull it back a little bit, it's just gonna go a little bit. When you pull that all the way back, that hoe is going to shoot farther than you could ever imagine. So for anybody right now who is in debt, who feels like they're under the bottom, the rocks are on top of you, I want you to understand that that is something to be grateful for. The further you are in the hole, the further you can go forward. But I want you guys to remember that all the money that you've been asking for, all the prosperity that you asked for is already here. You don't see it in your bank account because you circulated it. You don't see the money in your bank account because you used it. God didn't give you money to sit in your bank account. Oh, I got $100,000 sitting in my bank account. Okay, bitch. And now what? You got $100,000 sitting in your bank account and now what? Money has no value until it's circulated. Money has no value until it's used. $100,000 sitting in your bank account does nothing for you. Okay, great. You have it in an investment account. Okay, great. You got it in a savings. Okay, cool. Money sitting in your bank account does nothing for you. Prosperity is not money in a bank account. Prosperity is not money in a bank account. Prosperity is the feeling that you have when your money is spent, when your money is circulated, when you use your money. Okay? So if you came here to have your cake and eat it too, if you came here to find out how you can have more in life, if you came here to figure out how you can connect more with your spirituality, how you can connect more with yourself, how you can connect more with your family, I want you to know that the fact that you want that is God wanting it through you. God is always for fuller expression and greater expansion. God is never for disintegration. Listen to me. The fact that you want more, the fact that you want to have your cake and eat it too, is because God is wanting it through you. God lives within all of us. He is not a man in the sky. He is not a man in a book. He is within you. God is you. You are God. God is for fuller expression and greater expansion. God does not want to be cramped. The reason that you got on this event, the reason that you've been dissatisfied with your life, the reason that things are not going the way that you want them to go is because God is trying to tell you there's more. There's more out here, bro. I'm cramped as fuck. I'm cramped. You're cramped. You're cramping God. You're cramped. God is in you. He's cramped. That nudge, that feeling, that push, that noise, that voice in the back of your head that's saying, let's do something else. Let's try this. Let's do that. That is God wanting more through you. That is God trying to express life through you. Life is for growth. Life is not for disintegration. Okay? God is not for disintegration. He is for expansion. So the fact that you want more money, you're never satisfied, you want a better business, you want more clients, you want a bigger house, it's not evil. It's God. Another belief. Oh, wanting more is bad. Having a lot of money is evil. Da 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 da. That's not serving you anymore. If you want to be a millionaire, that's not going to serve you. If you want to be a billionaire, that's not going to serve you. Believing, right, that wanting more is evil, that money is evil, that's not going to serve you, right? But you guys have to be aware of what is not serving you, right? So what I'm going to have you guys do for the homework, and like I said, if you have the workbook, you'll have these questions already kind of worded out. And you can still get the workbook. Click the link in my bio, register for the event, get the workbook. You can still register up until tomorrow. If you're not, I dropped the link in the comments if you're on Zoom, and if you're on YouTube, I believe the link will be in the description. But what I want you guys to do with the information that I've given you so far, right? With the self-awareness, what I've done today is I've brought it to your awareness. That's all I've done is I've woken you up. You're awake. You're like, oh shit, the veil. You're escaping the matrix. That's what's happening right now. Right? But awareness alone is not going to change you. Listening to me speak alone is not going to change you. Hearing what I'm saying alone is not going to change you. It's not. I've been doing this for 5 years. I've studied people that have been doing this for 60 years. Awareness alone is not going to change you. You must change your mind. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. It's about renewing your mind. It's about bringing your mind back to God. It's about getting back to God in consciousness. That is my mission. The great school of life, the great school of living in spirit for eternity, mission is to bring you back to God in consciousness and to help you unlock the preordained manifestation of the life of your dreams. You are programmed, whether you believe it or not, right now to create the life of your dreams. Your GPS, your God-given purpose of service, is programmed right now to take you to the life of your dreams. That's why you're on this event. That is why you're listening to me speak. It's not happenstance, y'all. You could be anywhere doing anything right now. Literally, let's think about that. You could be doing anything else, but you're here. Why? Because you are on the path right now to creating the life of your dreams. But you must become aware of where you are right now, where you're going. What is the destination? What is the life of your dreams? Like I said, God programmed you to create the life of your dreams. But if you don't define what the life of your dreams is, he's just going to go off of what your beliefs are telling him. You must know where you are. That's what we're doing right now. We're bringing to your awareness where you are located, what you believe about yourself, what you think about yourself, how you feel about yourself, what you believe about money, what you think about money, how you feel about money, what you believe about entrepreneurship, what you think about entrepreneurship, what you feel about it, and what you believe about motherhood, what you think and feel about it. You have to know where you are currently. You must know where you are currently to get on the road, to get back on the road. The GPS is programmed, but just like the GPS in your phone, you have the choice. You have free will to choose. God gave you the free will to choose to take a detour if you want to. If you want to take a detour, go ahead. God's not going to stop you. He gave you free will to choose. But just like the GPS on your phone, what's it going to do? Rerouting. When you take that turn, it's going to reroute you. It don't matter how many turns you take. It does not matter how many times you try to get off of the path that God has for your life. The GPS is going to continue to reroute you over and 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 over again. The GPS is going to continue to reroute you no matter how many times you fall off course. Okay? God has been with you this whole time. He will never leave you nor forsake you. He will be with you forever. He is you. You are him. What did Jesus say? I and my Father are one. Just like the sun and the sunbeam cannot be separated, you cannot be separated from your soulmate. I know a lot of y'all are outside looking for your soulmate. Your soulmate's within. Get connected within, and all of the soulmates you want outside will come. You'd be like, God, now, where's this avalanche? Where these people come from? Right? But you are your soulmate. You are Everything that you're asking for already. God, you are whole right now. Your cup is full. You may feel drained, but your cup is full. God created you with everything you needed, every single thing you needed. He created you with spirit, mind, and body. If you can get your spirit, your mind, and your body in harmony to what it is that you want to create, nobody can stop you. If God be for me, if spirit is directing my mind, if God is directing my mind, and my mind controls my body, if God is for me, who can be against me? Greater is he that's in me than he that's in the world. Everything you need is already within you, but you have to pull it out. You have to bring it to the surface. That's what this event is about. It's about awareness. I want to wake you up. Wake up. You sleep. Wake your ass up. Wake up. There's more to it. You're not here to be a robot. You're not here to follow the masses. You're here to make your own path. I always follow the path less worn. Most times I don't even have a path, bro. I'm walking through the trenches trying to make a path. Okay? I don't follow the other paths. I went to college and I got my degree in 3 years because I didn't want to follow the path of 4. That's too long. I don't want to be here like that. That's way too long. I got into corporate. If I don't like the job, I get another job. Now, I'm not getting another job. This is my job. God told me to do this. I've been disobedient long enough. And it hurt. I'm not going to be disobedient anymore. He told me to do this. This is what I'm going to do. You cannot convince me to do anything else other than what I'm doing right now. You cannot convince me to take another path. I have taken enough detours. I've been detouring since I got here. I'm done detouring. I am on the path. I'm staying on this. Okay. But I've had 27 jobs because I wasn't supposed to be there in the first place. I've had so many jobs. The longest I've been at a job is 18 months. I don't stay long. When I get bored, I'm out of there, right? But I have that belief. So remember earlier when I was telling you about the man that believed that he couldn't be successful because he was Black? I believe that me being Black is actually a bonus. Like they seek me out because they know that I'm that girl. And that's how the world responds to me. But that's what I believe for myself. If you believe, right, that it's going to be hard, it's competitive, there's a whole lot of people out here trying to get jobs, you are going to feel like you don't have enough, like you're not going to get ahead, and you're going to act in a way to keep you where you are. So it's not reality, it's your perception of it. You know how they say most businesses fail in the first 5 years? Who said that? You don't have to believe that. You can believe that in the first 5 years, most businesses fail. You can believe that, and you will absolutely be the product of that belief. Or you could believe that, like my mentor did, you can make $40 million in your first 4 years. Who knows? That's an option, right? But it's about what you believe. It's about what you allow yourself to be consumed with. I'm going to give you everything you need to be successful. Everything. But you have to take it and you have to transform your mind using it. If you want to have more, you have to program your mind for more. You cannot create more from lack and limitation. If you're coming from a place of I don't have enough, that is never going to give you enough. If you plant an apple seed, you are never going to reap an orange. If you plant poisonous fruit, you are never going to reap an apple. You always reap what you sow. Whatever you sow, whatever you give, whoever you are at your core, your being is what is going to come back to you. So again, if you're a mom, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a mompreneur, right? If you're just somebody who just happened to, and I'm not even going to say happen to stumble. If you are on this event, right? God wants you to know that he is rooting for you and he wants you to have everything that you desire. Because when you get what you desire, God gets what he desires. You understand that, right? Because God lives within you. So if you're living in cramped conditions, eating cheap food, wearing cheap clothes, God is living in cramped conditions, eating cheap food and cheap clothes. I don't know about you, but if I'm the Most High, if I created the heavens and the earth, I don't want to be cramped. I don't want to be eating cheap anything. I want the best of everything. And that's what God created us for, to have the best of everything. He didn't create us to be cramped. He didn't create us to be looking for 5-cent cheaper eggs in the grocery store. That's not why he created us. He created us to experience the fullness of life, of living in spirit for eternity, of living in the God consciousness while we're on this planet. It's not about dying and going to heaven. It's about experiencing and creating your own heaven here on earth. He came through you to have a human experience through you. God is within you to have a human experience through you. But you must choose differently. I know what they told you. They told me the same thing. I went to college just because they told me I had to. I got a job just because they told me I had to. I put money in my 401k just because they told me I had to. That's what they said, so that's what I did. That's what I believed, so that's what I did. You don't have to believe that, though. You can stop right now today and believe something different, and the trajectory of your life is going to be shifted. You can make a decision today to believe something different, and in that decision, God will make the way for whatever you believe to be different to be your actual reality. Okay? So we have about 15 minutes. Do we have any questions, comments, concerns? Is there anything that I can clarify, right? I'm going to tell you guys what you're going to do for your homework. Like I said, if you don't have the workbook, get the workbook. Invest the $22 in yourself. Like, stop being like, did we not just talk on this event about giving so that you can receive? Invest in yourself. What I teach you is more valuable than anything else you're going to learn on the Bible. What I teach you is more valuable than anything else you are going to learn, because what I teach you is how to get all of you inside together, because that makes the outside together. As within, so without. As in heaven, so on earth. As within, so without. It's not the outside that controls the, well, let me not say that. The outside is not supposed to control the inside. That's how most of us are living. We're living from the outside in. We let the outside world tell us what we can and can't do. We let the outside world annoy us or irritate us or have us thrown off or anger us. We let the outside control the inside. That's not how God created you. He created you to be in control of yourself through mastery of your consciousness with him, so that no matter what is happening on the outside, you are grounded in the knowing that everything that you want is already here, that God is on your side, that God is for you. It's all about the inside. I can teach you all the strategies. I can teach you how to go live. I can teach you how to create these events. I can teach you how to create courses. I can teach you how to be confident. I can teach you how to do all these things, right? I can teach you how to do all these strategies. But if the inside of you does not believe in it, does not believe you can do it, does not believe you're worthy of it, does not believe that this is something that you should have, it doesn't matter what I give you, it doesn't matter what strategy you use. It's about the inside. We have to get the inside together. We have to connect your spirit, your mind, and your body to what it is you desire. The body can't be the only thing trying to make it happen, and the mind and the spirit somewhere else. The mind can't be the only thing trying to make it happen, and the spirit and the body are somewhere else. The mind and body can't work without the spirit. The spirit must be first. Your spirit must direct your mind. God must direct your mind. If God is not directing your mind, who is? If God's not directing your mind, who is? The media, the outside world, your parents, your friends, your beliefs, your religion. All of these things, right, are controlling what's going on inside of you. That's not how he created you, right? The great rule of life, we teach you from the inside out. Inside out, from the upside down. We go spirit, mind, body. Not, okay, let's see what actions we could change down here on the physical. No. Spirit, mind, body. So what we've talked about today is spirit, and we've talked about the mind. We talked about the body a little bit, right? But the key takeaways: You are a spiritual being having a human experience. You are God in human form. God lives within you. He's not a man in the sky. He's not a man in the book. He lives within you. He is your consciousness. Okay? Right now, you have a set of beliefs that are keeping you from having your cake and eat it too. You either believe that you can't have both. You have to choose. It's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. You don't have the support. You don't have the knowledge. You don't have the money. Whatever your belief system is producing the life you're living. Your job today, tonight, is to become aware of your belief system. Your homework is to become aware of your belief system. I need you to know where you are currently. I need you to know my location. I need you to know where you are, because tomorrow I'm going to get you on the road to the destination. But if you don't know where you are, like your Apple Maps tells you very clearly, if you do not know where you are, you cannot get on the road to where you want to go. You just cannot. Right? I teach from a holistic perspective. I give you the 3 pillars you need for permanent manifestation. Who am I? Who I desire to be? Being. Who am I? Who I want to be? And then be that person. Right? Those are the 3 pillars. You cannot have permanent manifestations, a permanently changed life, have your cake and eat it too, without those 3 pillars. You need each one of them. It's not optional. Okay? So today, awareness. Who am I? What do I believe to be true about myself? What are my beliefs about money, entrepreneurship, motherhood? What do I believe about myself? That's what I want you to focus on today. I want you to think about, I want you to give your God-given power to think. That is God gave us the ability to think. No one else, no other creatures on this planet have the ability to think. The squirrels outside, the deer, they just are. They have instincts. They don't have the intuition. They don't have the thinking faculty. They live by instincts. They live by the subconscious mind. Okay? The deer outside, and this is something I want to point out before we leave. This is very important. When you come back tomorrow, or just throughout the day today, I want you to stop comparing yourself to others. Stop comparing yourself to others. Stop looking at other people's plates and comparing yourself. The deer outside of your house, the leaves outside of your house, they do not look around at the other leaves and the other deer and point out how fat they are, or how they're not doing it well, or how I'm doing it better, or how I don't know enough. They don't do that. They just exist. They do not compare themselves to others. Be like that leaf. Grow in your own right, undisturbed by others' opinions, others' decisions, others' experiences. The leaves outside don't look around at the other leaves and say, oh, well, she's longer than I am, or she's prettier than I am, or they've got more vibrant leaves than I do. The trees aren't sitting there comparing themselves to each other. They just exist. They just be. They just are. And they grow in their infinite glory. That's how God wants you to live your life. Rooted in Him, planted in Him. That seed that we're going to plant tomorrow is going to be rooted in God. If God be for me, who can be against me? The seed we're going to be planting tomorrow is going to be rooted in God. And God is going to hold on to that seed. And as long as that seed is undisturbed, and that's what I'm going to teach you, how to keep yourself. I'm not going to teach you how to raise your vibration. I'm going to teach you how to operate on a different frequency. We're not just doing temporary, oh, I'm happy, oh, I'm sad. We're not doing that. Oh, I manifest this and now I lost it. No. I want you to be permanently transformed and start to operate at this new belief system that we're creating tomorrow. Okay? So stop comparing yourself to other people. You don't know what those people went through to get where they are. You too busy focused on their problems, or focused on what they they have that you don't have. You don't know what to solve to get there. People that see me now and they see whatever they see as success, y'all don't know what I had to go through to get here, bro. Y'all don't know what the last 5 years look like to get here. So be grateful for the problems that you have. Be grateful for the life that you've created so far. Be grateful for what God has already given you. That is the last step of my manifestation process. 6 steps: self-awareness, get in spirit, create new empowering beliefs, add emotion to those beliefs, take inspired action, and practice gratitude. If you are not grateful for what you have now, God is not going to give you more. If you are ungrateful for what you have now, God is not going to give you more. Why would I give you more of what you don't already appreciate? That's crazy as hell. That is wild. You want me to give you more of what you already dogging? You already don't appreciate? You already talking about how much you ain't got? You haven't even given me a channel to give you more because you're ungrateful for what I've already given you. Okay? So, last 5 minutes. This is what you're going to do. You're going to come back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Okay? Tomorrow, when you get here, you are going to understand, you are going to have an understanding of your beliefs around yourself, money, entrepreneurship, and parenthood, motherhood. That is your homework. What do I believe about myself, motherhood, money, and entrepreneurship? Okay? Do not come to this event tomorrow without knowing where you are. Do not waste your time coming to this event tomorrow if you do not know where you are. Okay? Because again, if you don't know where you are, but you're trying to get where you're going, what's the first turn you're going to take? If you don't know where you are, but you want to go to Walmart on 5th Street, what's the first turn you're going to take? Oh, I don't know because I don't know where I'm at. You can't get anywhere. Do not come to this class tomorrow without these beliefs. Now, you do what you want to do. It's your life. I'm just here trying to, live in it a little bit. You do what you want to do. But for the people who want to be transformed, for the people who want to have 2025 be the year where they permanently have their cake and eat it too for the rest of their life, you will come to this event tomorrow with these beliefs. What do I believe about money, entrepreneurship, myself, and motherhood? You can pick 1 or 2, 3 or 4. Just do the work. Because this is what you've been asking God for. You're asking God for more. He's giving you the blueprint right now through me. Do the work. Ask yourself these questions. Come back tomorrow with the answers. Because tomorrow what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you more about the mind. And I'm going to teach you how we're going to reprogram it. Remember I said God said be transformed by the renewing of your mind. I'm going to show you how to renew it. If you do not renew it, you're not going to get the results, babe. So we have to renew it. But what are we changing it to, right? Where is it at now? So come prepared, know where you are with your beliefs. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about the mind. We're going to talk about the important aspects of creating these new beliefs, how we want to do it. We're going to talk about how to actually internalize the belief. You must become one with what you desire. Okay? So we're going to talk about beliefs. We're going to talk about the mind, and then we're going to talk about the next steps. Once you have this new belief, once you've added the emotion to it, you've gotten emotionally involved with it, you're starting to feel it, you know what it feels like, we're going to go into the next step, which is the body. Okay? So today we talked about spirit. We talked a little bit about the mind, but mostly spirit, right? We talked about you as a spiritual being. You are God in human form. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about how you're going to unlock your mind. Unlock it. It's locked up right now. It's locked up with beliefs that do not serve you. Your prosperity is locked behind the beliefs that do not serve you. We got to unlock it. So we're going to unlock it. And then we're going to create new beliefs. When we take out the old belief, we got to plant something in there. If you take the seed out or take the roots out of the ground, you're going to have to plant a new seed. Otherwise, a seed that is similar to the seed that was already there is going to be planted. So if you leave a space and you do not put a positive seed in that space, a seed that represents who you were will be planted and will be back at square one. Okay. So it's not enough to remove the negative belief. We have to plant a new belief. right? And we'll talk about how we do that. And then we'll talk about how to transition this new belief, what you believe, into your actions, into your day-to-day, right? So you can actually become this person. Okay? The Great School of Life is teaching you how to become the person that has the life that you want to have through your God consciousness. Okay? So I love you all. Thank you so much for joining. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. Again, if you want the workbook, if you are somebody who wants the transformation, you want the other steps, you don't want just the belief step, you want all the steps to make this shit happen, click the link in my bio, register for the event, and get the upgrade. It's $22.22. $22.22. Tomorrow is 222. I am super excited for tomorrow. I don't do 2-day events. I am a one call close type girl. I get you in one day, I get you out. I am doing a 2-day event just to use tomorrow's date, that 2/22. That's very important for manifestations, very important for this journey that you guys are embarking on. Okay, so click the link in my bio, get the workbook. Otherwise, what you're going to do is you're going to ask yourself, what do I believe about money, entrepreneurship, myself, and motherhood? What do I believe about these things? Okay. Are these beliefs true? Do they serve me? Things like that, right? And then tomorrow, bring the beliefs that you pulled up, bring them with you so that we can create some beliefs that are going to serve you and we can actually get you on the road, on the path to being this new version of yourself. Okay. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. The recording will be on YouTube. And then if you register via Zoom, you will get the recording in your inbox, in an email. And then outside of that, I'll see you guys tomorrow at 10 a.m., 10 to 12. We're going to get it. We're going to do it. We're going to make it happen. Okay. God wants to have his cake and eat it too through you, but you must give him the channel to be able to do that. You must give him a channel that has no obstructions so that his formless substance can flow freely